Welcome to this informational session about the Spark the Fire Certificate in Grant Writing course. I'm here to tell you about the certificate program, and I hope I'll answer any questions that you might have. But if I don't, my contact information is in the video description below, and you are welcome to give me a call and we can talk more about the course and get your questions answered. My name is Allison Jones, and I'm a grant writing professor at Western Washington University, Evergreen College, Seattle Central, and the CEO and founder of Spark the Fire grant writing classes, where you can find a lot of courses on grant writing and freelance grant writing. I've been writing grants since I graduated from college with my BA in psychology. I was actually went to school to be a social worker, and one of my first jobs was working at a homeless shelter in Honolulu as a case manager. My supervisor enjoyed reading my case notes and asked me if I would take a stab at rewriting the policies and procedures for the organization. And I did that, and then he asked me to start writing grants. And so with my knack for writing, I have continued in that trajectory. And I believe that grant writing is one of the most fulfilling jobs that are out there. I've raised millions of dollars in grants for issues that I care deeply about. I've worked as a nonprofit executive director, a development director, a grants manager, as a freelance grant writer, and as a consultant. And when I was a freelance grant writer, I had more clients than I could possibly take on. I was having to turn people away. So that's when I decided that I'd like to start teaching grant writing. I taught my first class at the local library and fell in love with teaching. Went back to college and got my master's degree in education with a focus on adult education. And so as a result, I believe in brain-based learning strategies. My classes are highly interactive and hands-on, and I've designed them to help you learn this information about grant writing and put it into your long-term memory, and more importantly, to practice grant writing. I also review grants for several foundations and government entities, so I can give you my input on how that process works from being on the other side of the table as well. So I've taught grant writing classes in a lot of different formats. I tried doing it in a one-day workshop or a weekend boot camp, and I found that what works best is to have the classes spaced out so that you have time to digest the information, practice your writing, and then come back for more. So as you move through the course, you're going to write an actual real-life grant proposal step by step. You'll get each section approved before turning in the new draft and beginning the next module. And by the end of the course, you'll have written a complete grant proposal that is ready for your writing portfolio. So when organizations want to hire a grant writer, the main thing they look for is an excellent writing portfolio of writing samples. And so having a stellar grant proposal in your portfolio is a must. So you'll use information on the web to research the organization of your choice, something that you feel passionate about, and you'll begin to write the grant application from the information that you find online. And then a little bit into the course, you'll actually conduct an interview with the nonprofit director or the organization CEO to get the rest of the information that you need. So this certificate is a professional certification. It's not something that you would put behind your name like a degree, but it is something that you would add to your resume and your LinkedIn profile. Think of it like a certificate in leadership or project management. These are skills that you can't specifically get a degree in, but they're highly sought after skills. So adding a certificate in grant writing offers you a clear and direct career boost from your studies. There are 2 professional certifications for grant writers that do involve putting a credential behind your name. And so those are the Grant Professionals Certificate, GPC, and the Certified Fundraising Executive, the CFRE. So to earn those credentials, you have to have 3 years experience in grant writing and a certain number of continuing education credits. You also take a knowledge exam. So this course counts for 24 of the points needed to earn those certifications, and it's excellent preparation for the exam. The total number of CEUs that you need depends on your current educational level. So if you have a BA, you're going to need fewer continuing education credits than if you have a high school diploma. So the CEUs that you earn from this course come from Spark the Fire grant writing classes, which is accredited for those certifications and for which I'm an approved trainer. Also, this course has been rated by Instrumental as one of the best grant writing courses in the nation for 2 years running. When you register through Spark the Fire grant writing classes, you can take this course in one of two ways. You can take it with a group that moves through the course together over the course of 8 weeks, or you can take the course at your own pace with no Zoom meetings. Some people prefer the learning cohort because there are weekly check-ins and there's deadlines for completion that help you stay on track. Others prefer the self-paced version because they don't have the time for the Zoom meetings, or they may need to start and then take a pause before starting again. Whether you take the course with a group, with the online Zoom meetings, or self-paced, you have 12 months to complete the course, so there's plenty of time. So let's talk about the learning cohort format. This course occurs once quarterly. You can see the dates in the video description below, or you can look at the calendar on my website, sparkthefiregrantwriting.com. So in this format, there are 8 weekly video conferences where we dive into course topics and we use case-based and problem-based discussions. So these are not lectures, these are interactive with cameras on, full participation. To earn the certificate in grant writing, you must attend at least 6 of the 8 Zoom meetings. All the sessions are recorded, so if you miss one, you can watch it later and submit a written summary of the meeting for credit. Earning the certificate also requires full participation in the Zoom meetings with the cameras on. And finally, to earn your certificate, you must write a complete grant proposal. There are rubrics provided for each writing assignment, meaning that you have a cheat sheet to how the assignment is assessed, and you have to pass each assignment to move forward. You have as many attempts as you need to get your writing assignment accepted, and you'll receive specific feedback each time. So there shouldn't be any reason that you don't earn the certificate unless you simply don't do the writing. You'll also receive feedback and help from your peers. We do a peer review where everyone posts their draft of their proposal online, and everyone reads each other's posts. Well, actually, you choose 2 people and you read their draft and give them feedback, and you receive feedback from at least 2 people. By the end of the 8 weeks, you're going to be really confident about your writing, and you're going to be knowledgeable on how the grant writing process works. But be careful. I like to say that writing grants is like owning a truck. Everybody wants to be your best friend. So you're going to need to learn to set boundaries so that you don't get overwhelmed. And that's because grant writers are extremely in high demand right now. There's ample job openings for beginner and advanced grant writers, and freelance grant writers currently have wait lists just to get on someone's roster of clients. So again, with the self-paced class, we meet Tuesdays, and you can choose to meet from 12 to 1 p.m. or 5 to 6 p.m., and that's in Pacific time. The first Zoom is the course introduction and orientation. And the second week, we'll talk about using a logic model and how to write the organizational description. Week 3, we dive into the community needs statement, which is the section of the proposal in which you conduct a literature review and cite articles that back up your case. Week 4, we learn to develop a project budget and make the ask. Weeks 5 and 6 are dedicated to the project description. We take 2 weeks for this section because it's the most detailed, and that helps ensure that everyone gets caught up. Week 7 is all about evaluation, how we determine if our project is a success. And then week 8, we cover ethics and all the extra documentation that gets submitted with your grant proposal. After that, you have 1 more week to put the finishing touches on your grant proposal. So let's say you join the cohort and you get to the end and you haven't finished yet. Maybe something came up in your life, you got distracted, something needed your attention. That's okay. I'll just switch you into the self-paced course at any time, and you still have 12 months to finish the class. So there's really nothing to worry about. You have plenty of time and lots of options. I understand that life gets in the way, and so I try to be as flexible as I can and as helpful and supportive as I can of all of my students. So let's talk about the self-paced class. In this version, there are no live Zoom meetings and there are no deadlines. However, you will engage with an online community of students who are also taking the course at their own pace. You'll still do the peer review, and you'll still have a community that you'll benefit from other people's perspectives in the group discussions and through the peer review. For the self-paced version, to earn the certificate, you simply must complete all of the writing assignments and engage in the online discussions. The writing assignments culminate in a complete grant proposal. And again, there are rubrics provided for each writing assignment. So you'll have a cheat sheet and you'll know exactly how the assignment is assessed. You have to pass each assignment, but you have as many attempts as you need to get it accepted. And so you'll receive specific feedback every time. There shouldn't be any reason that you don't earn the certificate unless you don't do the writing. By the end of the course, you're going to be confident in your writing and you're going to be knowledgeable on how the grant process works. So let's talk a little bit about being a grant professional. Each year, the Grant Professionals Association conducts a survey that goes out to all types of grant writers across the country. So this information comes from Grant Writers' anonymous reports. The last survey says that the average salary of a grant writer is about $77,000, ranging from $61,000 for the title grant writer to over $100,000 for consultants. Most grant writers report spending 41% of their time writing grants, 29% of their time managing grants, such as writing grant reports, and 30% on other administrative duties. Most grant writers write 21 grants a year, of which 65% are awarded. 79% of grant writers work full-time, 17% are consultants, and 5% are part-time. Grant writers are a variety of ages. 13% are early career, 40% are mid-career, and 47% are advanced career. 29% have a bachelor's degree, 51% have a master's degree, and 16% have a doctorate. In terms of where they work, 25% work with or for a nonprofit organization, 12% with the government, 10% with colleges and universities, and 6% with K-12 schools. Finally, the majority of grant professionals don't have any professional certification, so you're really going to stand out by having one. 12% of grant writers have the GPC, Grant Professional Certified, and 5% have the CFRE, Certified Fundraising Executive. 8% have a certificate just like this one that comes through a college program or a company like Spark the Fire grant writing classes. So now I'd like to share with you some success stories. Almost every day I get to hear from former students about their successes, and I love staying in touch with my students and becoming your lifelong cheerleader. These success stories highlight how having this certification is likely to propel your career significantly. So this is Nancy. She took the certificate in grant writing course, and within a month of completing the course, she got promoted to grants and communication specialist at the Goodwill. Other students significantly increased the amount of grants awarded for their organizations, like Annie. After taking this course, she secured over $500,000 in grants within 1 year. Or Hope. Hope works for the Confederated Tribes of the Chehalis Reservation. Her department had never received grant funding before she took the course. Then, within 12 months, her department received $274,000 in grants, 45% of her department's annual budget. So that means that she gets to spend more out time doing what she loves, being a biologist. Others move on to their dream job, like Lee, who completed the course. After she completed the course, she got offered her dream job, and she was hired as the grant writing manager for the American Cancer Society. Again, grant writers are in high demand. So we'll just wrap up by talking about the technical requirements for the course. You need to have access to a computer with word processing software such as Microsoft Word or Google Docs. If you're taking the learning cohort, then you need to have the Zoom video conference app. You only need the free account, but make sure that it is downloaded and updated before our first meeting. You'll also need a webcam on your computer or a smartphone or tablet with the Zoom app downloaded. Again, that's only for those who are taking it with the learning cohort. And for everyone, I highly recommend using Grammarly. It is a free online editing software. And they also have a paid account, which is awesome, but at least get the minimum free account. That way, when I give you feedback on your writing, I can really focus on the context and the content of what you're writing instead of the grammar and the spelling. So Grammarly will help you take care of your grammar and spelling errors, and I'll help you with the rest. I use Grammarly every day. It just helps catch things that you might miss, especially if you're working quickly, which we all are, maximizing our time. So consider getting Grammarly if you can. So I'm super excited to work with you all. I hope you'll go ahead and register for the course. Our communities, especially our rural communities, need grant writers right now, and this course will prepare you for those roles. If you have any questions about the course, or if you want to talk about your career goals to find out if this class is the best fit for you, please feel free to reach out. Give me a call or send me an email. There are a lot of grant writing classes available online. So whatever class you choose, I highly encourage you to choose a class in which you write an actual grant proposal and get feedback on your writing. I just don't think you can learn how to write grants without actually practicing it and getting feedback on what you're doing right and where you can improve. So I hope to see you soon. Have a great day.